autism is a very, very wide spectrum. And what I usually say is that no one diagnosis of autism is the same. If you met one person with autism, you've met just that one person with autism.
Drew Scott.
James Dylan Mulreed.
My name is Carrie Magro. I'm 24 years old and I'm from Jersey City, New Jersey.
Drew Scott is 24 years old from Middletown, New Jersey. He has a form of autism called pervasive developmental disorder, also known as PDD. Carrie Magro, a graduate student from Seton Hall, was diagnosed with PDD at the age of 4. 15-year-old James Mulreed from Livingston, New Jersey, also has pervasive developmental disorder, and this is their story. Autistic children need a regular and consistent routine, as it is very important for them to know what to expect and when to expect it. They look for consistency in their daily activities and are reassured by the fact that they know what will happen next. This is because change pushes them out of their comfort zone.
I'm on a special diet because my body didn't like the other foods that I couldn't have.
What are you not allowed to have?
I'm not allowed to have wheat, dairy, gluten. I eat wheat-free, dairy-free, gluten-free, casein-free, nut-free.
Do you have the same routine every day?
Both routines.
2 routines. What are they?
A pizza pocket and croissant.
No. Okay, that's your lunch routine. When do you wake up at the same time every day?
6 o'clock.
Do you go to bed at the same time?
10
every
o'clock.
day? What do you do after CVR when nobody's home? What do you
Take
like
good
to do?
take good care of Nellie and do everything in the house before Mom and Marty come home.
Like what?
Set the table, give Nellie dinner, fresh water.
But what do you like to do for fun when you're just hanging out at home?
See what's going on online.
The diagnosis of autism begins the most profound series of changes that a family will probably ever experience. Family members of individuals with autism are presented with many joys and many challenges throughout their lives.
My family, my mom is a saint. My mom has probably done more like above and beyond to help me during the years. When I was first diagnosed, there wasn't really a really great special ed setting for schools. I was diagnosed when I was 4, and this was when the time we were starting looking at kindergartens and pre-K and stuff like that. So my mom took it upon herself, because she's the saint that she is, to join the Board of Education for my hometown of Jersey City, to focus on special ed, to focus on helping individuals with disabilities, because there were a lot of different obstacles back then, because really no one knew that much about disabilities, let alone autism. So my mom joined the Board of Education in Jersey City, and since then she really just believed in trial and error and believed in trying a little bit of everything to try to figure out what would help me progress the best. And after a while, we figured out what was going to help me the best. And my dad has also been so influential too, and just being there and teaching me what it is to be a man and how to grow up and never let obstacles be a part of what my overall outcome would be. So they've been phenomenal.
I'm the younger sister, but sometimes I'm like the older sister, right?
No, you're the younger sister.
I'm the younger sister because how old am I?
22.
And how old are you?
24!
Right, but sometimes do I take care of you? I help take care of you? Like when Mom and Marty went to California, did I help take care of you?
Yes, and now they're back.
What did we do when Mom and Marty went to California?
Went to Chili's for dinner.
Right, but who helped get your stuff ready for CVR? Who made the dinners? Who helped make sure you were on your routine, your schedule? Make sure you took your medicine and shower. You just keep pointing to me.
You!
Me? Am I a good substitute helper?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, we're 7 years apart, so I was kind of old. Not old, but it wasn't like we were like born like right after each other, so I was like I already grew up like a little bit, so it was nice that since I was like 7 that you could have a lot of mommy and daddy's attention because you needed it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Autism has not gotten in the way of these individuals' education and extracurricular activities. They still find ways to be active and help out in the community.
What days do you go to CVR?
4 days a week, Monday through Thursday.
What times?
It's 9 o'clock through 3 o'clock.
And what do you do on Fridays?
Go to the barn,
What's the barn?
a place where people don't get groceries and money.
Like a food bank?
Yeah, for St. Mary's.
What do you do there?
Stack up containers, get the others ready for like other people, for all foods for people who don't get groceries and money.
Do you lift things?
I do. I stack up the containers.
Do you help the other volunteers there?
I do.
What other volunteer jobs do you do?
Just I hand out the bulletins.
Where is that?
St. Mary's. St. Mary's.
What day do you do that?
Weekend. 5 o'clock mass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that makes you a kind of volunteer.
Yeah.
What kind of volunteer are you?
Catholic. I'm a Catholic volunteer.
Great.
Yeah.
Tell them what departmental is.
Departmental is a senior class is a senior program that's like high school.
And what do you have to do to get into it?
I work hard to get into it.
Do you have to have certain grades to get into it, or how did you get into that? Because remember originally you weren't in it, and you were.
My teacher's name was Anne for 4th grade, and then I had my teacher named Linda for 2 years from 5th to 6th grade.
When did you go into departmental?
When I was in 7th grade.
You're in 7th grade. So it's like the special category, like when you work really hard, and once like they feel you're at the level to be in like high school type classes, he moves up. And you got in, right?
Can I explain long answers?
Yes, you're doing great.
Thanks.
My undergrad was at Seton Hall. I got a major in sport management and a minor in accounting, and now I'm doing grad school at Seton Hall in strategic communication and leadership, which is a mouthful. I want to do something in social marketing, social media marketing, sport marketing. I've always had passion for sports in general, so I figure doing something in that field would be something of interest to me. But the strategic communication part that I've been really focusing on this semester is really to focus on national speaking. I've been doing a lot of speaking occasions on the topic of autism. So I want to go literally around the country and try to spread awareness for autism, but also spread stories of hope and show that people, regardless of a disability, have abilities which really shine in our community.
46% of adolescents with autism are victims of bullying. The difficulties in social communication, interaction, and imagination experienced by children with autism put them at odds with their peers.
Who bullies you?
My friend Brandon bullied me, but he's not in my school anymore. So I'm clear to go.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about him anymore.
No.
I didn't like him. You were always so nice to him.
I had to keep watching him to be nice to me and help him be my friend, and we got along on the end of January 2012.
Do you remember when I came to your school? One day I came, and
Oh yeah.
and you got you got something enough like coins so you could go to the school store. And what did you buy? Do you remember what you bought that day?
I don't remember. That was so long.
You bought a birthday card for Brandon because it was his birthday, even though Brandon's a bully.
What happens when people aren't nice to you?
Tell a supervisor, a parent, and your counselor.
Are people usually nice to you?
Some are.
When are people mean to you? What do they say?
You tell a supervisor.
But what are some mean things people might say to you?
So like, it's calling people's names or like cursing, being rude and fresh. That's boundary.
Does that hurt your feelings?
No.
No, you don't let it bother you?
Let the supervisor take care of it.
That's a good way to handle it.
Yeah.
Bullying was such a big deal. Bullying was interesting because I've had basically both ends of the spectrum, from being in public school when I was like a very little kid to private school. And in public school, I was always in a special ed setting. So I was always in that one class. I really couldn't branch out to the other classes, even during like lunch and recreation and recess and everything. And it was definitely difficult because because I couldn't associate with basically half the school, thought that there was something different with me, there was something wrong with me. And I've never really even considered special ed as something that was wrong. It was just something that was different, and that was okay. But when the kids would basically try to lash out and just say, "Why are you here?" basically, and what's wrong with you? It was definitely hard growing up as a kid, going through all those challenges. So acceptance was probably one of the biggest things.
People with autism have amazing strengths and abilities, though they are an underestimated group. It is important to recognize the value of each individual and the role they play in society.
Autism doesn't define your child, doesn't define any person in your family. It really you really define yourself in so many ways.